Okay, we're live on the Pluta channel. Today we're doing paid watch reviews. And this one here is one that I want to do with Clive. It's an interesting collection. Please review my collection, Archie, $50. This is quite a I'll tell you what he's got here. This is a little bit interesting. Firstly, he says, hey, Arch, love your show, and I would like a collection review and some advice. Donated $50 to your PayPal for your service. A background concerning the collection. I just started getting into watches this year, 2017, and I was fortunate enough to come up with enough funds to start a collection this fast and early. This is the order of the collection. Number 1, Rolex GMT Master 2 Steel 116710LN. This was my first Rolex watch that started it all. I believe I was choosing between this and the Submariner date, but I felt the GMT 2 appealed more to me. I bought this new at the AD. I generally wear this on special occasions due to its size. Number two, Tudor Black Bay. Actually, what I might do is, Clive, I might just get this. We might get
picture up while you're reading.
A screen. Yes, exactly right there. We might get that up on the screen there. Just give me 1 second, Clive.
While you're doing that, can I point one thing out?
Sure.
I'd like for everyone to know that actually Archie emailed me these reviews by his time last night. Of course, it's this morning. By my time, first thing in the morning. So it's like, wow, he's actually reading them in advance. So I know okay, so I just want everyone to realize, point that out. He's not going completely Ed Wood here, folks, is what I'm saying.
No, that's exactly it, Clive. He's got a Tudor Black Bay with all the hype surrounding around Tudor and the collectible aspect of the ETA model. I found this piece used on eBay. It's become my everyday watch. He's got an Omega. Next piece is the Omega Speedmaster 1957. I started learning about movements and I wanted a chronograph, so I found interest with Omega's coaxial movement. I didn't want a moon watch since everyone has one, and I wanted a date function. This piece is also allowing me to dress a watch with strap options. Then he's got the Rolex Sea Dweller 50th anniversary. The 126600. This is my latest acquisition, and I really like the single red line. I also was intrigued by the new Rolex 3235 movement. I randomly walked into the AD and found that I could get one in a month's time. I love this piece and wear this most of all my timepieces. Then finally, we got a Seiko SKX 175. I got this on Amazon as somewhat of a beta vacation watch, so no hoodlum has the urge to cut my wrist off. I have it on an aftermarket Jubilee, and I have actually grown quite fond of it. I am pretty satisfied with the amount of watches in the collection, as they have a consistent rotation in my daily life. But can you see any additions down the line? Any pieces that you find that do not fit and I should consider swapping out? Though I've been told not to sell the first watch, I've been upgrading the GMT to black bezel with the GMT to Batman. Again, I really get turned off if everyone has the same watch, but this watch is a real looker when I see it in pictures. Should I pull the trigger? Thanks, Archie, and I hope I can hear from you on YouTube. Anthony G. Now, Clive, that's a bit of a mouthful. What did you think?
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not belong. Can you tell me these things is not like the other? Anyway, I know he says he likes the Seiko. Okay, no Pepsi thing going. I'd say I would ditch the Seiko, use the Tudor as the everyday watch.
You know something, Clive? I really think this collection works. I don't have a problem with what my best advice to him is. Don't get the Batman. Every dog, every asshole has got a Batman. I really
we
like.
are 100% agreed on that one. Yes,
because I love the black. It's just so cool, don't you think?
Yeah, but and the thing is also because if that's the first one he got it. It's catching. I hope you're happy. If that's the first one he obtained, then that means hopefully he bought it secondhand. Hopefully,
no, he bought it new. He bought it new.
Jesus, dude.
But you're not going to do too badly buying that. Admittedly, if you're gonna pay retail for a GMT.
But number one, if he were to get the Batman, that means he'd have to ditch that one. So he bought it. He'd have to buy it new retail, sell it used wholesale, and then buy another one used retail.
Look,
It's a good and proper fisting.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I honestly, how
long has the Batman been out though?
It's been out for a number of years now.
Yep. Well, the thing is, I understand what he's talking about there to a certain degree. He probably likes the Seiko. It's colored a little different. The rest of them has a certain degree of conformity and to a certain degree the same color scheme. So I could see the Seiko why that would appeal to him. But the Batman. The other thing is the Batman though. Keep in mind, it's been out there for a few years, and everyone's, it's the new hot thing. And as soon as sales starts dipping a little bit low, tapering off a little bit, Rolex is going to introduce a new color scheme for the GMT, and everyone's going to go bananas over that one. So so what you're suggesting is that he should forego the Rolex Fonzie scheme.
Look, I think, to be honest with you, if you've bought the black GMT, just keep it. It's a great piece. I think he's just getting bored there. He's just getting bored. I got to tell you, I look at this collection, Clive. I disagree with you. I think he should keep the Seiko. I think as a beater, yeah, sure. Keep the Seiko. I'm not a huge fan of these low-end shitter Seikos, but hey, I mean, I'm also, I got to tell you, I also prefer the manual wind Speedmasters than the coaxial. I don't really like. I think if you're going to buy a Speedmaster, you buy the manual wind. The coaxial one's quite a lot more expensive, but it hasn't got the heritage. Look, I must admit, now that you've done it, if I was in a Rolex shop and I could pick a GMT brand new, I would have gone for the Batman because they're slightly more valuable. But now that you've already got the black GMT, you'd have to be insane to sell it just to you'd have to be insane to sell it to get the Batman. That is just stupidity. That's going to cost you a couple $1,000 for what? For no clear reason. The other thing is you can't change the bezels. You don't muck around with the bezels. That's a dumb idea I don't know if he's thinking it. I just feel it. Don't change the bezel because the model number is it's just wrong. You can't just change the bezel, and Rolex won't do it anyhow. I really think the GMT is great. He's bought it. Okay. I didn't tell you to buy new. I never said you to do that. You've done it. You'd have to be crazy now to sell it and get another one. You'd have to be crazy to sell that and buy a Batman. So I would keep that. I like the Tudor Black Bay. I really do like. I think that is your diver. So you got a Rolex GMT, super classic. You got the Tudor diver, yes. You got the Omega chronograph, yes. And then you've got the Sea Dweller, which is a piece of that's a grail watch for a lot of people. I don't know what sort of business you're in there, Anthony, but Jesus Christ, the money keeps pumping in. This is a really, really nice collection. And I even like the Seiko. The Seiko is just a shitter watch. Yeah, Clive, the Seiko is not a lot of money. So what? Just keep it, beater. I like this collection. My advice to you is don't do stupid things. The problem is because you've jumped so quickly into it, I think you're just getting bored. You want to have change. This is where you lose money. The next steps you make will lose money. So my advice to you, my advice to you is to my advice to you is to stop. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful collection. I wouldn't be mucking up that. It's nice. Why do people get so bored? They get bored. I mean, just enjoy what you've got. You've got beautiful pieces. Some people can't afford this stuff. I honestly would say you've got an amazing collection. There's nothing I'd want to add or do there. There's nothing I want to add or do there. I think it really, I understand why you're satisfied. I actually think it works. The whole pieces together works as a collection.
Well, here's a question I have. Do we know? So he based, of course, the Sea Dweller, brand new. He had to get it from an AD.
Yeah.
No discount. Full MSRP, maybe more.
Yeah. Well, they're selling for a premium. They're very collectible.
But he also bought the too bad he.
The Tudor was from eBay.
eBay, but presumably he also had to get the black ceramic GMT from an AD too.
He bought that new.
Well, I'm just going to say he's already let the dealer fist him twice. Why not get on the list and wait for maybe I don't know. I don't think he needs anything here, Clive. This is a beautiful collection. I don't think he needs damn well anything. I think he's got. I don't think he needs to buy or do anything. I think this collection is absolutely. Or get on the well. But the thing is, yeah, true.
I'm going to bring up some other pictures. Do you mind if I share some other pictures with the audience?
Sure. But I was going to say, if he wants to get something later on, he's already paid the price. He's already paid the dues. Get a Submariner. I mean, get on the Daytona list.
Look at these three stunners. How could you? I wouldn't get rid of those three. Look at that. Look at that shot. That is just beautiful.
Yeah. Actually, and I do like the Black Bay. I do like the Black Bay. I got to admit that.
It is a superb collection he's got, that's for sure. He's a very, I don't know what he does for a job to be able to afford just to buy pieces like this willy-nilly, but that's let me show you another picture. This picture is very, very powerful. This is a very, very powerful picture, Clive. I want to show you this. I want to show you, look at this. If I can find it, here it is. Here it is. Look at this, Clive. What do you think of this as a, wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Sea Dweller, GMT, Omega. Three heavy hitters, don't you think? True.
Yeah. But I understand the need for the Batman, though, because I don't know if it's just boredom or it's just the fact that all the watches, they're essentially the same, though.
I kind of think, Clive, can I tell you this? You know how the Batman's really cool at the moment?
Yeah.
I reckon in a couple of years' time, people will want the black. They'll say, the Batman's too chintzy. People will like the black because it was the one, you know. I tell you who's got one. You know, Don Haynes. Don Haynes has got a black Batman. Sorry, he's got a black GMT ceramic. And I saw that watch. He showed it to me. And I said, oh, why don't you get the Batman? Then I looked at it and thought, geez, this is gorgeous. And I think it's more discreet. The Batman kind of, yeah, Batman. But this black is something about it which just pops. I think it's the smarter choice. I got to be completely honest with you. I think the Batman's been done a bit to death.
Well, and it's the current favorite. You know, it's the flavor of the month.
I really love it. I tell you honestly, Clive, I love his collection. Right, my advice.
The all black GMT. It's almost like a GMT in Submariner clothing.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't see anything he needs to swap out. Just keep what you've got. It's absolutely perfect. I got to tell you this. I know I said I like the manual wind Speedmaster.
Right.
I could even do the coaxial because I love the dial, I love the case, I love the hands, got the broad arrow type hands on it. I reckon don't do anything. Just keep this. Just stop looking. Stop looking. And
or at least put his name on the AD's list for Daytona. That's not going to happen immediately. There's a long waiting list, but that way you at least.
I don't think he needs it. I don't think he needs it. I think that's a waste of money, Clive. He's got some really powerful watches. I mean, look, the Seiko is just a shitter. Okay, fair enough. The Seiko's a shitter. Yep. I mean, that's not a serious. That's not in this. It's not in the same league as this collection here, right?
Right.
But I got to tell you, in all honesty, I think this guy here really. This guy here needs to appreciate what he's got. He's got a wonderful collection. Sometimes we don't appreciate what we've got until we've lost it. You know?
That sounds like personal experience.
That's exactly right, Clive. I remember many years ago, I had this beautiful collection, right?
Right.
And
what did you have?
What happened was, I just want to tell you, is that it's really sad. I've always been a flipper and a swapper, you know, always. I could never get myself happy. Okay. I could never make myself happy. I was always doing, I was never satisfied. Do you understand? Never, ever satisfied. I could never do what I just couldn't do it. I had to constantly churn and burn and I've got to tell you, I look at that collection. I had a photo of that collection, and I often say to myself, okay, why did I get out of it? I was an idiot to get out of it. I had some real beautiful pieces, and
maybe you look for a vintage GMT, possibly. If you want a little color, maybe look for a Pepsi or a Coke.
Actually, Clive, I can do one better. You know, you're talking about that collection I used to own. I've just found the picture of it. You want to see it?
Okay, yeah.
And here we go. Now, you can criticize a few things there. Yeah, you can. You could say, oh, the Super Ocean was crap. It's a cheaper, older Super Ocean. And you could also criticize the AP because I don't think it was working brilliantly at that stage. But look at this collection, 6 pieces. The Patek was gorgeous. The Reverso's gorgeous. The Speedmaster was gorgeous. And the Explorer 2 was gorgeous. The Rattlesnake Explorer 2. Then
I would say gorgeous, maybe acceptable.
I had the AP. That was piece of Horterol. Yeah. That was nice. That was very nice. I should have kept that. I got it serviced and it was working fine ever since then. I was an idiot to get rid of that. And even the Breitling Super Ocean, that was my beta. Look at those 6 pieces there. And you know what? I had no credit card debt when I owned all that as well. And I wasn't satisfied. I didn't think they were good. I sold them off. I was an idiot. I ended up getting some really expensive watches. And I don't understand. I ended up I sold the Breitling Super Ocean. I sold the Speedmaster. I sold the Explorer, and I got a Breguet Type 20, and I got a annual calendar. Why? Why did I need that when I had this beautiful 6-piece? What more could you want? Look at these 6 white metal pieces. And it's all because you get bored. You just, I wanted to change. And I put myself into financial purgatory because I was a little bit bored. Does that make sense?
Remember, kids, flippers are failures.
I mean, you start flipping these things, it's just stupidity. I look at this photo and think, why didn't I just stop? Why didn't anyone say to me, just stay with what you've got? You've got beautiful 1 brand per watch here. Look at this. This is 1 brand per watch. look at this, Clive. One brand per watch. I had a diver. I had a chrono. I had a GMT. I had a.
Well, okay.
With
this collection, though, okay, Audemars Piguet, the Royal Oak, it's iconic. That's a mainstream. That is Calatrava, Patek Philippe. Whenever, I mean, I think that's probably the model that everyone thinks of when they think of Patek Philippe. JLC Reverso, yeah, the most well-known probably example of them. Omega Speedmaster, Professional Man on the Moon. Those are iconic. Those are either the mainstay or the most sought after ones, or in a couple of cases maybe towards top of the line. On the other hand, having the Explorer 2 represent Rolex, the entire Rolex line, bit of a disservice to Rolex, and also the Breitling Super Ocean, that should have been that should have been. I know you already had another chronograph. I mean, you already had a chronograph with the Speedmaster, but a Navitimer or a Chronomat.
I know what you're saying, but this was my collection.
A diver.
And I loved the Explorer 2, and this was just a very good beta Breitling that went to 600 meters, for God's sake. It was amazing specs as a diver, and cheap as chips. I think I paid $1,100 for that diver.
Oh, wow. How long ago was that?
It was probably about 10 years ago I had this. Oh, no, it was about 7 years ago, 2010. I was an idiot. I sold these off because now what I'm trying to say to you is that sometimes in life, Clive, I reckon his collection is perfect. Don't sell a damn thing. Don't sell a damn thing. That's my advice.
Flippers are failures.
Flippers are failures. That's exactly it, Clive. It's
failures.
Very true. See, this is what happens. You just get bored. You understand that? We all get bored, don't we?
True.
You all
look
want
for something else.
You want new things. It's like when you've got an E-type Jaguar in blue, you want the green one. You always want what you can't have. You know what I mean? This is the reality of life. And my honest advice to anyone there is sometimes you got to know when to stop and stay with your collection. Why keep adding to it? Why keep doing things? It's a dumb move. And I what do you think, Clive? I want to ask you this. Tell me what you think. What do you think of the what do you think of that anniversary Sea Dweller? I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, can you see that's a super grail watch to many people? You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
I mean, that's not much cheaper than my Patek. That's not much cheaper than my Patek. You know that?
Right. And of course, why does everyone like it? Cyclops, possibly, the new movement. The purists or the true hotorologists would be interested in the new movement. But I just think it's different because of the red line, Sea Dwellers in red, something they've hardly ever done. It's the sort of like, and it brings to mind the old red line Submariners.
Yep, you're right.
But I have to admit, though, on my Yachtmaster, I do like that Yachtmaster being in red on that blue dial. It doesn't make any sense, but I really like it.
Wow. Wow. Okay, now I've got an update for you.
Okay.
You're not going to like this, okay?
All right.
Okay, this is what happens when you take too long to do a review. You know what happens?
They bought another watch.
Archie, I haven't seen a video review yet concerning my collection, so I thought I would let you know I updated a piece in my collection.
Okay. What did he get?
I decided to sell my GMT Master 2 ceramic steel.
Okay.
And purchase a GMT Master 2 with the Coke bezel. Specifically, the fat lady, 16760.
He wanted some color. Can't blame him. Well, you know, that's an expensive. Now, that's an expensive lesson, though.
I don't know if I would have done that. What do you think? The question is, would you have done it?
Tuffy.
And does it add to the collection now that he has done it? What do we say to him? Do we reprimand him? Do we charge him?
No, because okay, look, you smack a dog on the nose with a newspaper as it's shitting on the rug or right afterwards.
Not after.
You don't go up
a day later.
Or a week later, or 2 months later, or 3 months later, however long it took to. But you know, anyway, to get back to the point, the mistake he made initially was not following your advice, and that you've always.
Want to see what the collection looks like now? Do you want to see it? Are you dying to see what it looks like?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I want you to tell me if this is an improvement or not.
Yeah, I think so. Adds a little bit more color to it. And I could figure out, he figured, well, I'm going to keep the Seiko, and it's Pepsi, so I might as well go Coke.
Now, the Seiko was never worth mentioning.
But you also said she should keep it and might as well get rid of, not get rid of it. So it's part of the collection.
Yeah,
it's part of the collection.
It's like having a Ferrari collection, and we've got a Chevy, and we've got a Chevy.
It's in his watch box. So when he gets up in the morning, stretches, takes a shower, takes a dump, shaves, whatever, that's what, and he flips open the watch box, and that's what he sees every morning. So I can look at this. So I can understand that.
I got to be honest with you. I preferred the ceramic GMT. Sorry.
That's right.
I think he's gone. I wouldn't have done that. No way in the world I would have done that.
Well, he bought the piece new, so he was going to get fisted no matter what he did with it. But yeah. You know, actually, is there a way that someone could quickly get a hold of you for essential watch buying advice if they were unsure about it?
They can email me, and I do phone calls. I give phone advice. Phone advice, 50 US an hour. And for half an hour, it's $30. $30 for quick questions. So, guys, don't make horological mistakes without contacting me first.
$50 can save you thousands.
Can save you thousands. It's I don't know what to say, Clive. It's
that's an even better bargain than that cab ride home from the bar.
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. What do you think? Tell me what you think. Do you think it's an improvement with this Coke? Don't you tell me what you think, Clive?
Yeah, I think it is. Well, and like you said, if you want to look at the merits of the watches individually, you know, it looks like all the watches are basically the same age anyway. So he went a little bit more vintagey with the Coke, so it varies it a little bit. And otherwise, he's got 3 watches that he'd have trouble. I mean, you'd have to turn on some bright lights to figure out one from the other. At least he knows which one is the GMT now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done what he did.
Well, and the thing is, on something like that, though,
you think it's an improvement, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Now, and to be honest, I see the black ceramic GMTs going used in my area of the oil patch occasionally. I could have picked one up probably for like $500 or $500. But with the Submariner, I just didn't see any reason for it.
I see.
No, actually, no, I take that back. I paid you for advice, and that's what you advised me. Okay, you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I saved you from making some bad mistakes, Clive.
Yep, absolutely. But at least, but like I said, so that's an education. Education, as we all know, or as some of us know, can be expensive. So,
Yes.
but here's the nice thing, though. Literally, if he's going to get another watch now, or thinking about another change, you know, he can get a graduate. He can get the graduate assistant of horology, or a study mentor, or a teacher's assistant on the phone before he makes any more dumb moves.
Yep. Yep. Look, I must admit, I still think his collection is pretty damn hot. I think he's
absolutely.
I think. Would you buy anything else? Is there anything? I don't see anything missing. I love this collection. I think there's a lot of money here. Go and enjoy it.
Yeah, actually, and I have to admit, even the black bay. I mean, normally, if I normally with the black bays, I kind of look at the blue dial and, you know, the different funky colors.
Yeah.
Because I always think of but that black is fetching, actually. That black actually, I mean, almost looks like a 4-digit sub from a distance, which I guess is the point of it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he spent a couple of bucks more than he had to. He paid the price for his education. Now he might as well enjoy the benefits of his education. Enjoy that collection. Wear those watches with pride. God, could you imagine? I mean, what a beautiful choice. That is one of the best problems to have in the morning. Which one of these utterly gorgeous watches do I put on before I head out the door and face the day? Is this guy an American?
I had a feeling. I'm not sure.
Well, if he's not an American, he might as well be.
Yeah.
Fill out the forms. We'll let you in.
We'll let you in?
Yeah. Not you, him.
Clive, this has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the channel today.
Well, and absolutely. And like I said, and again, it points out the importance of doing the homework, getting the advice, thinking out your moves, and moving carefully and deliberately when doing watch purchases. See, that's the whole point of saying it's got to hurt. It's got to hurt. The point is not that because that. I think the point of that is not because any watch that is not obscenely expensive is not worth it. I think you're saying it has to hurt because if it hurts, you're going to think about it a lot harder and a lot longer than watches that you could just purchase and not think twice about.
Very true. Very, very true. It's I got to tell you there, I still think he's got a wonderful collection. I don't think he needs to add anything for a while. Just enjoy it.
And if he wants to add anything or make any choices, any changes, what should he do?
He should get in touch with me to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes and pay. Look, he's a great guy. Thank you so much for it, Clive. Let's take a little break. Do you want to do another review, Clive?
Absolutely. This is fun.
Okay. Thank you.